Welcome to a very, and I do mean very special, Inside the Mind of Steve DeMarco edition of the Lucha Lounge. Now I'm trying something new. This is the pilot edition of this. See, on July 4th I have a show for NTWA. My opponent is Seth Shai, and as we get closer to it, I'll start to discuss it. But it's Monday, June 30th. So I figured, let's get inside my head. Now, to add a little intrigue, I'm actually away on business. Not wrestling business. No. Real life business. Steve DeMarco has a real job, a day job, and so I'm actually away on business. And I'll cover some of the things that one gets into when they're trying to prepare for a show and still have to do their day job, coupled by the fact that they're out of town. But today's Monday, and I actually had a chance to catch Raw. I didn't get to catch Night of Champions. I was actually working, so I didn't get to catch it. But I got to catch Raw. And what stuck out in my head, I mean, above everything else, was it was a light wrestling show. Very little wrestling, but a lot of debuts and a lot of stuff going on. Congrats to Kofi Kingston on his Intercontinental Championship win against Chris Jericho, and actually getting to retain. Although I didn't like how he retained. I didn't like the way they did that. But Kofi being Intercontinental Champion, I think is going to be a cool deal. I like Cody Rhodes. I saw that coming. I saw Cody actually changing sides and becoming a heel and joining forces with Ted DiBiase, and I think that's good. It's going to hopefully breathe life into the tag team division on Raw. But of course, you can't talk about Monday Night Raw without talking about CM Punk becoming the World Heavyweight Champion. Imagine that, a guy that people were saying they weren't really pushing or they were de-pushing, and the guy not only beats Edge for the world title, cashing in his Money in the Bank, but he beats JBL in the middle of the ring, practically in the middle of the ring. No real outside interference, if you think about it. Main evented Raw. So congrats to CM Punk. What am I going to talk about tomorrow? Who knows? But you guys are going to come along and get inside the mind of Steve DeMarco. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride that I'm going to take you on. Talk to you soon. Normally today I would be watching ECW. I'd probably have DVR'd it, but being out of town, I'm unable to watch it. I could probably go to WWE.com and actually find out the results, but it's not the same as actually watching the event. It's probably why I don't really get on spoiler sites or dirt sheets, because I really kind of want to be a fan when I'm watching the product and get wrapped up in it. And if I can't get wrapped up in it, then it's kind of hard. And another thing to do, especially, is during the week, is to make sure, especially while I'm out of town, is to eat right, or eat solidly good food. That's probably the hardest thing. Is although room service here is pretty good, so it's not like I'm starving, but it's hard. I try to stay away from potatoes and whatnot, but most meals come with like a loaded baked potato or a regular baked potato. But anyway, I think tomorrow Hancock comes out, so I really am looking forward to watching that. I've seen Iron Man, I've seen The Incredible Hulk. I like both movies. I'm gonna go see Batman. The Dark Knight when it comes out. That's about it for tonight. Tomorrow I'll talk a little bit about working out. Hopefully I'll actually do this right after in the morning. So actually I gave it a second thought, and I'm kind of intrigued by going to this new company, this NTWA. It's a little different because the guy called me and wanted to bring me in, and that's really cool. And getting to work Seth, only worked Seth one other time, and it was early in my career. I think he was still at Texas All-Star, and he was a tag team champion with Bobby Too Bad, and I believe it was me and Psycho Simpson. So that's been my only run-in with Seth. So an actual one-on-one confrontation, well, I'm looking forward to it. But again, tomorrow will be the I'll bring up a little bit about working out and what routine I'm trying to get into and whatnot. So until then. I was going to talk about working out today, but I didn't even go. I had a really bad headache. I've had them for years. I got dropped. Kind of where the your neck and your shoulders and spine, all of it kind of meet, and I got dropped on that more than one occasion, and it leads to terrible headaches on occasion. So I had one of those wonderful migraines today, actually. It makes me kind of think, as far as how much longer I want to do this. And you're never 100%. I think once you get involved, you're never 100%. It takes a toll. It really does. I really just gun up for shows, and I used to do a lot of shows. Now I'm starting to do more, but for like the last year or so, all I was doing was just practicing and doing a show once a month, maybe twice a month. Now I'm trying to do shows every week or twice a week if possible. I don't know, just kind of at a crossroads, having done it for 8 years, kind of trying to figure out my place and what the next step is. Where do I want to go? We're always telling each other how there's a fine balance. Your real life is going really well. Your wrestling life isn't going as well. I don't know where I'm going with that, but tomorrow I'll probably talk a little bit about working out, because it is important. I've been working out the last couple of days, at least doing cardio. I try to work out at least 3 times a week, but I'll get more into it tomorrow, and that'll be the last entry before I upload this, and then the road show is Friday, July 4th, and I'll cover that. Hopefully I won't be going by myself, but everything's still kind of up in the air. But talk to you then. Bye. So this is my last entry before my road trip tomorrow. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to take the camera, simply because, well, I take that back. I probably will take the camera, but I'm not sure if I'll do any real entries. I may just do a recap after the show. It just kind of depends, because it's more or less going to be a travel that day, which is about a 4.5, 5 hour trip, do the show, come back. So it just kind of depends. I am going with a friend, so that'll soften the brunt of it. But a thing that you always want to be aware of anytime, whether you're traveling or at home, is to try to get workouts in. 4 to 5, 4 minimum. I take that back, 3 bare minimum, and that's usually weights and some cardio. Depends on how you do it. There's a guy, Fitness VIP, on YouTube, who actually has links to a site that are free, and he gives you workout ideas. And I use some of his ideas because I like them, but I also use like the Abs Diet. I use some of their workouts because they're really basic. Really try to target the legs a lot, especially now, because I'm trying to go through rehabilitation and preventive maintenance on my legs, as well as my back and my arms, but focus on my legs for the most part. And really, if you do a lot of leg work, your stomach shrinks. So that's what I'm going for. So I use a variety of techniques. Hope you enjoyed this. This is the first of the series, so don't be too harsh when you're rating this. I'll probably do more, especially I've got Shock and Awe on July 19th. I've got PWA possibly on July 18th, so I might talk about the differences in shows And who knows, I might put something out there beforehand. Look forward to my recap vid or my road trip vid coming up pretty soon. Everyone, have a great July 4th if you're watching this. And as always, the Lucha Lounge is everywhere. It's not just a place, it's a state of mind, it's a lifestyle. You gotta live it to love it. Talk to you soon. Later.